You guys doing and how have you guys been lately? All right. You got Sun just went through a tough transit in the sign of Libra, then another tough transit after that through the fixed sign of Scorpio. All right. So your chart ruler now going in Sagittarius. All right. Getting ready, ingressing into Sagittarius, and will be going into your fifth house over here. And at that time, you could deal with some behavioral uh, issues out of children or even out of adults at this time, or authority figures. All right, authority figures could possibly be a little bit more tyrannical, possibly. All right, so you may have to watch for that. Also, with your chart ruler going to Sagittarius, it goes into what's called planetary joy. All right, and for some of you all, that could be something to your identity. All right, you guys could, excuse me, you guys could be getting married. All right, some of you all, just got proposed to, and now you're getting used to the idea of, oh my God, I'm getting ready to change my name. I'm getting ready to be married. I'm getting ready to blend families. Some of you are already there. All right, some of you all just got married, and it may be your second either marriage or your second major, uh, relationship. And now there may be a blending of families, the introduction of step parents to children. All right, it may not be the first time you guys meeting, but some of you are going through that transformation now. All right, Sun going through the sign of Scorpio. Some of y'all may have gotten engaged. All right, some of y'all gotten pregnant. All right, because Scorpio does represent unexpected events. All right, and and it can also represent sex as well. All right, now look into the South Node in your second house. All right, this could pertain to health. Some of y'all may need to go to the optometrist and maybe get a new pair of eyeglasses. All right, some of you guys' eyes may be giving you a bit of a strain. Some of y'all may not even know it. All right, if you've been getting headaches lately, all right, just like out of nowhere, you've been like tension headaches, and you're like, where's these headaches coming from? And you've been hydrating, you've been eating fruit and things of that nature, then it's more than likely possibly could be your vision. All right, the second house deals with vision. All right, and some of you are with South Node there. All right, you may you may have already went. You may have already beat me to the punch. Some of you all may already have went. But for some of you all, it may be time to go to the optometrist, possibly if you're getting that tension in your neck and head area, headaches, and it's like right up in here. That could be more than likely your eyes may be straining, working harder to see with the glasses on because the prescription may need to be updated. All right, so that could be a thing there. And then also, this could break down communication with family, could run into some obstacles there, blockages there. This could even be with a child, a teen. May try to talk to a teen. Teen just kind of closed off. Don't really want to go there for real. You may be kind of like at a stalemate with somebody in your household, or youth, more than likely. All right, because Virgo can represent youth. It can represent mostly female youth. All right, but it can represent youth in general. All right. Now, third house Lord is debilitated in the sign of Scorpio. Venus right next door in debilitation in Scorpio, but this will affect your third house though. All right, and so what that could mean is that you could run into some tough breaks of luck. You could have to put a little bit more elbow grease into stuff when you're doing stuff. You may even witness somebody else doing something so easy. All right, and you just be like, man, I know you lying. I'm about to try that, and then you try it, and then you see what I'm saying? So it could be something like that, or it could just be any and self-imposed, endeavors or travel, for sure, self-imposed travel that could possibly be affected at this time as well. Short distance travel, short transit, things of that nature, buses, Ubers. You get Ubers, you get buses. You traveling 10 minutes away from the house, not going outside of that on certain days of the week. Those are the days where you could possibly run into some stuff, traffic jam, constructions, high crash roadways in your area, possibly having an accident on the scene, things of that nature. All right, so just be careful when traveling out between now and Sunday. All right, because Sun is doing that ingression into the sign of Sagittarius, and yes, it has planetary joy, but when planets ingress into a new sign, there can be significant events, and some people kind of get a hard hand dealt to them when planets go into a new sign and at the 0 degree. And then what's so significant about this one is Scorpio to Sagittarius. It's a very karmic area. All right, it's a electromagnetic area. It's an area of knotted up, balled up electromagnetic energy. So when planets are passing through there, they getting like a turbulence and getting like a shock. All right, and there's 3 places on the chart that do that. All right, right here, because it's going from water to fire. All right, not fire to water where it bounces out. It's going from water to fire, which can create what astrology says an electromagnetic shock. All right, so these planets they kind of get to go through a little bit of a paralysis. All right, when they're entering these areas, and if you got planets uh, at birth here, you see what I'm saying? First 30 years, of your life in some areas anyway. It may not be the whole life, but it could be debilitating. All right, or it could be intense. So here's one area here. All right, the other area is right here. All right, and then the next area is right here. And for you Leo risings, that's a tough spot right there because that's literally your first house marker. All right, 29 degree Cancer to like 2 degree Leo, 29 degree Scorpio to like 2 degree Sagittarius, 29 degree Pisces to like 2 degree Aries. All right, so those areas are like electromagnetic knots, and in Yodish astrology they have a term for it. It's called Gandhara. All right, a Gandhara knot, Gandhara, Gandata, Gandhara knot, and these same areas. All right, when planets are passing through there, like got planets stationed there. You see what I'm saying? It can cause a bit of a shock or paralysis to the themes of that planet. All right. Now let's continue. All right, we got Mercury retrograde in the 4th house, Scorpio, bringing it in to the government shutdown, and then bringing resources back to your household, Leo rising, because you got Scorpio 4th house, and when Mercury, went through the sign of Scorpio before it went to retrograde, that's when the shutdown was happening, and a lot of homes were affected. Some of you Leo risers that may get government benefits, or even if you don't get like SNAP, EBT, or what's the other one, WIC, you don't get any of that. Then you may be like a government worker during the shutdown, and that was absolutely, that was diabolical. All right, these natives had to work without pay. All right, so it could be a thing there where you're getting back paid now for some of you government workers. Even some military personnel. I think military might have still got paid though, but I know some government workers absolutely did not get paid during that 43-day shutdown. All right, they're a month behind in their bills, no, possibly 2 months behind, and now there may be some compensation on the way for some of these natives. There's compensation on the way for others that are waiting on SNAP, EBT benefits, WIC benefits, things of that nature. All right, because Mercury retrograded back into Scorpio now, which means unfinished business, loose ends getting tied up. All right, same thing is happening with Uranus in your 10th house right now. Loose ends getting tied up, either with professionalism right now, certifications right now. Some of y'all could be tying up loose ends on a personal note, like issues between you and a friend, issues between you and a colleague, partner, things of that nature, possibly even business partner. You see what I'm saying? Because Uranus, all right, it was in Gemini. It made it. It was in your 11th house. Uranus rules the 11th house. It was home, all right? But then it had to kind of backtrack back a little bit because there is some unfinished business with your Leo risers going on with your 10th house, all right? Either an achievement that was started, not finished, a legacy that was, so far progressed that it must continue. All right, it could be something like that. Some of y'all may be trying to retire. You see what I'm saying? Can't retire right now because the legacy continues. Things of that nature. All right, here with Uranus in the 10th house. All right, in the sign of Taurus. Taurus is the debilitating sign for Uranus. All right, so friends could have fallen out during this transit. All right, finances could have failed during this transit. Finances failed during this transit for the economy for sure. We've seen it. All right, recessions while Uranus was in Taurus. You get what I'm saying? So now it's getting ready to go back in Gemini. So next year, Aquarius season. all right, that's when Uranus is going to start its transit back up. It's not going to be retrograde for its ruling season. Come on, all right? It's going to turn back retrograde in Aquarius season. We're talking like late January, like around January 18th, January 19th, somewhere around January 20th, somewhere around there, right before Aquarius season. Uranus is going to boot it back up, suit it back up, and then start its direct path again. And for some of you all, you may be waiting on that. Earnestly waiting on that. This retrograde may be dragging, some of you are dragging some issues out. You're ready to conclude them, ready to seal them out, ready to seal the deal, and it's just holding things in the balance for some of you all. All right? Now, you got Saturn retrograde in your 8th house, getting ready to go direct. Neptune in your 8th house, getting ready to go direct in December. All right? Saturn going right after Thanksgiving, all right, on like the 28th, I think the day after Thanksgiving, all right. Mercury, the day after that on the 29th, going back direct. Neptune, following up in the next, within the next 2 weeks, going back direct. So you're going to have some motion here in your 8th house here pretty soon. And if you're somebody that's kind of been struggling with finances, all right, finances may be coming your way. It may come your way through other people, all right? So it may depend on how diplomatic you are, how diplomatic you're willing to be, how diplomatically are you expressing yourself at this time, all right? Because you're gonna have the motion for other people's wealth, other people's trust in you, other people looking to invest in you. If it's a service, if it's a calling, purpose, donations, whatever it may be, you could find yourself getting that trust back, getting that connection back that you had with it in the 8th house. It could have dried up around there, and this even could have affected love life as well. 8th house signifies love life, shared resources. All right, we share our love. All right, we don't sell it, we don't pander it, we don't, what I mean, we share it. All right, so here this could even be love life, possibly may look to especially if you're single anyway and looking, could possibly present an option before the year is out. All right, don't mean it's rocket, take off time or nothing like that, but nevertheless an option, or maybe two before the year is out. All right, so make sure you are keeping your fronts up, make sure you're in good spirits. All right, and we are gonna take a look down here as we get ready to go. All right. Chart ruler and planetary joy, Sagittarius. Let the good times roll. You're getting ready. Some good times are coming to you. Joy may look to present itself to you in some way, shape, or form. So just try to be ready, but don't overextend. All right? Don't overextend. Now, Jupiter retrograde in the 12th house. Divine experiences, enlightenment possibly on the way, or can be reached by a deceased loved one at this time. All right? With it in the 12th house. 12th house represents subconscious. It can represent afterlife as well, or elements of it. All right, so this could be an ancestor, this could be a relative, this could be a passed on friend or loved one, significant other, spouse, things of that nature that could possibly be contacting some of you Leo risings right now. All right, and you are protected. All right, so don't be freaked out or anything like that. All right, now 3rd house ruler, debilitated, tough efforts, tough efforts, tough breaks of luck. You gotta be careful at this time trying to wheel your way through some stuff. You may have to sit back and be like, all right, hold on, let me try to see how to compute this. Then got to draw up a playbook real quick, because the willing and the pushing and the shoving through ain't working. You only bruising yourself. All right, so at this time, you some of you guys could be running into car issues. You could be running into transit issues, communication issues at this time. All right, I definitely recommend that you get your car fixed. All right, I definitely recommend start putting up the money for it if you haven't already. And if you don't know exactly what it is that needs to get fixed, get a diagnostic check. All right, take it on in, get a diagnostic check. They plug it up to the computer. It shows any type of areas of service that may be outdated. All right. Now, looking down here to Uranus, 10th house, all right? Unfinished business, friends could possibly return, resources possibly returning at this time. And then for some of you all, you may even return to school, all right? Some of you all may be signing up for school in January, and you may be, getting the ducks in a row and lining things up right now for a new calendar year in school, all right, for some of you all. All right. This has been Leo Rises. It's been a pleasure talking to you all. All right. And Cancer Risings, you guys are on the batter's box. You guys are up next. Looking forward to speaking with you guys. And stay tuned for more here with Pat Metaphysics.